All right, so this is a review of today's trading, the 11/13/19. So start out, this is my watch list I made actually last night, so I made it on the 12th. Um, so I guess you can read. I think that Roku is going to be strong tomorrow. It closes near the highs. I think it may pull down to the 133 line first. I was reading about ball volume profile, and he said if you see lots of volume near a high, it means there's a lot of sellers at that price. And in the example, Future Trader 71 showed the market faded. I wanted to see how the 133 acts if it hits. Also, I like 129ish area. So, um, I'll just click those charts and maximize them. So, I was looking at this low of the volume area right here. This is a 15-minute chart. So there's this nice little low here, and then you see this high volume area right here. It was the bottom of that little zone. So I liked that. And then obviously the 129 or 28-ish line right here. I liked that as well. I was thinking 142 for a spot because it was yesterday. If it broke out of here, I was thinking not yesterday, but the last day was up here before the gap down. That it close this gap and come to the bottom of this range and up in the 141s. So that was kind of my target. That's kind of what I was thinking it was going to be, but wasn't necessarily my target because it's it's $10 or whatever, which maybe hindsight's 2020, but should have just held on. And then this is more zoomed in of why, so you can see that big volume area and the 133 and why I liked it. Nice touch here, touch here. So I had a lot, great support line as well as the bottom of this huge volume area. So going in the morning, that's what I was thinking. So I'll show you my executions because I basically didn't really watch this volume profile until later on in the day, just because yesterday's is more important in the morning. But we opened up, we flushed down right down to 133. Literally, the low was like 133.06. I had to order in a 133.20 or 15. I forget exactly what here. And I'll show you my fills. It actually looks pretty good, but obviously hindsight, I should have traded it better. But so here, 133.15, my entry got me. I took the first little bit out. I'll move this and I'll just explain what I was thinking. Um, so I longed here, took a little bit out of buck profit just because it's slowing down up against these pre-market lows, which I was like, well, let's see, it's not for sure going to drop, so I wanted to take a little bit. As it pushed up a little higher, I took another little spot here, and then spiked up again, and I actually took the rest here, and I'll show you um, what I was looking at on the 37. So obviously hindsight, that looks like a stupid place to close it. But I was looking at this prior low here, and here, so I hit here and here. So I was thinking, this 137 line would be pretty good. It might get a pretty significant bounce, which technically we did get a significant bounce. Um, all the way down back to like 134.30 ish. So I actually, after this tanked, I longed again here, 135, right off the red green, and then this had become a high volume area. So I'll zoom out. Oh, never mind. You can't see this wrong chart. So you can see this was a really high volume area. So when it broke above this and it came back and VWAP was there, this was a point of control for yesterday. So I was like, okay, this is a pretty legit little spot. Hit it there long, as you can see here. And then it went in my favor. 50 I was in, went up to oh 07. So I took like 60 cents basically on part of it. And then it just stalled, stalled, stalled. So I actually zeroed it out here. And I put in I should have been adding here, which I think I should have. Um, we coming off that resistance right there, which was also in my mind, and then we couldn't struggle to make a new high. That's why I didn't. So it's kind of like I don't know. I mean, I could have added here again. Would have at least been able to zero it out, you know. But, um, obviously it kept washing down, so wasn't completely wrong. But I was thinking I should have at least stopped below the low instead of right there. I think that was just poor trade management. I mean, it was only what, another 15 cents or whatever, so that was just kind of a little premature to cut this for sure. And then yeah, I mean, as far as all this goes, I really thought it was an up day, but really the only place I would have touched it again was probably up here. But I was already at work and everything for the day, so um, I wasn't here. But overall, I feel pretty good about this trade. I thought I traded it really well. Obviously, could have done a little better, but um, for the most part, I feel like I did well. Okay, now this one hurts. Don't look. So AMRN is looking at it. I'll show you my thoughts. So it's up a ton. Here, I'll pull up the chart real quick. Okay. So here's the chart. So AMRN pulled down right into yesterday's high volume area, which is right here. Um, which I was thinking, right here was that high volume area. So when it pulled into that, I was looking for a long, especially after the huge, up move yesterday, and I thought, maybe we get a good day two. Um, Started pushing up, and then what was it? Believe it was trying to line these up so they look alike. After this pump up into this high volume node here, and then stuffed back down, I was a little cautious. I was a little like wary. I didn't know if it was going to keep going, and I was just like, ugh, I don't think this thing's going to keep running. So I actually just cut it up a few cents. And again, this was just kind of maybe a little poor trade management. It did break below the swing low, so this one at least gave it that. But broke below the swing low. I took it off for a little gain, and then uh, continued to rip. So I mean, it went 21.90 to 22. So saw a dollar rip. But again, this one was just not acting. It was just so choppy the morning it wasn't running, and after stuff there, I just didn't feel comfortable, so I cut it after it broke the swing low. I mean, I don't know how to feel about this one, honestly. Hindsight, I feel bad, but at the same time, when I actually look at why I cut it, I don't really feel too bad. So that was my trades for the day. Feel pretty good about it. Had a good process this morning. Feel like I crushed it. So tomorrow, let's do it again. Peace.